Hello and welcome, fellow bookworms and film fans. Welcome to this week's episode of The Contented Narrative, where we will be looking at, let's see if I can get this right, Octunnumi, the Octunnumi by Trevor Foris. Sorry, it's just a beautiful, beautiful book. So, this book was bought for me by my friend Daisy. It was bought for me last March for my birthday, because all I said to my friends for my birthday last year was, buy me pretty books. Buy me pretty books that you don't think I'll have. And oh my god, she outdid herself. It's just got little clockworks going around the edge of it. It's just absolutely beautiful. The black edging, the gold on it. It came so beautifully wrapped. Like, honestly, it was just beauty in itself, and I loved unwrapping it. Now, apparently this is the beginning of sort of like, because it's called the Fossbit Files Prologue. So apparently this is leading on to other books, and all I can say is thank God it's leading on to other books, but also I still don't know what the book was about. It was such a strange book. It comes as well, so at the back it's got definitions of words. So, I can't even say half of these, to be fair. Druganar is being charged with guarding, protecting, or preserving. You've got Thethrist, a member of a series, a form of identification of insomnid. And then you have to go and look up that. And honestly, half the words in it I was spending trying to find out what they meant. But it was so enjoyable to read. And I still could not tell you what it was about. I couldn't even tell you what the basic plot is. I really couldn't. And all I can say is it's a complete experience, this book. It really is. And I really enjoyed it. I put off reading it for a bit because I needed to get my reading goal up, and I just didn't know how long it would take me to read, because I'm normally quite a quick reader, but sometimes I can have a book that will take me a little bit longer and it puts me behind. So I was like, right, I'll put this off until I've hit my reading goal and then I'll give it a go. And when I did, I was just like, why have I put it off for so long? It is so enjoyable. You love the main characters. You feel like, though, you've been pushed right into the story straight away, where it's got all this back history, but you know nothing about it. You know nothing about the characters. You know nothing about how they've come to be, but you feel like you've jumped headfirst into the middle of a plot. And it goes on, and it's got all these weird and wonderful magic and people that can regenerate themselves and have been around for years, and it's got lost children that appear and then disappear, and it's got people that were outcast, people that die but come back, interdimensional travel, I think, at one point. And half the time I was literally sat there going, what? But, honest to goodness, this book, I would 100%, when the next one comes out, I will 100% get it and read it, because I'm invested in the characters. And it was so well done in the fact that, like, you sat there and you don't know 100% what's going on. And it takes a lot to baffle me. It does, because I read a lot of books. I start looking and being like, okay, so it's in murder mysteries. I'm like, right, okay, well, that person did it because it's not been mentioned as much, or obviously that person did it because of this, or do you know what I mean? And detective stories and magic and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's where it's going. This, I had no idea. And it was so refreshing to be like, okay, so I'm reading it. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't, like, the main two characters are twins. But when you first come across them, they're in, like, this battle, but it's not a battle, it's a simulation, with, like, invisible women that then become visible. And, like, it's just a perfection of madness. And honestly, if you could get, just for the beauty of it alone, just for how it looks, just honestly, normally, obviously, I say, go to your library, get it on Kindle if you can. With this book, if you can, it's one of those that I think would just be, the joy of unwrapping it. I wish I'd done an unwrapping video of this book, because Daisy and Hannah can attest to the fact that it was just so beautifully done. It came with its own little bookmark. It came with its own little book of definitions. It's just, everything about it is just brilliantly done. And I really hope that as the books go on, if he is writing more books, as the books go on, it explains a bit more of what's going on. because I couldn't tell you what happens. Only that I enjoyed it, and only that I would definitely read it again, probably just to try and figure it out again. But, you know, if you do end up reading this, if you've read it, if you want to borrow it, please do leave anything below in the comments. I'm more than happy to respond. We do have a Instagram group as well called The Contented Narrative, and a Facebook group called The Contented Narrative. If there's any book to film adaptations you'd like me to do, please, again, leave it below in the comments. Please click subscribe so you're alerted whenever a new video comes out. And thank you so much for all your continued support. So remember, until next time, always keep it contento.